Sober. Call me when you coming over. Whiskey in a tall glass. I just wanna get to know you. Hold a second.
Yo. Can y'all hear me out there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Shaina, you can hear me, girl? Cause I know you backstage. Okay. What's up, y'all? It is Talks with Taay. Yes, I'm back. This is episode 3. I just want to take a moment before I bring on somebody very special. I want to take a moment to kind of say, what are you great? Just ask the question. Have you ever just sat there and thought, like, what am I grateful for? Man, I had an awakening all over again. It's like my ancestors came down and just sprinkled, you know, sprinkled down on me. And I kind of, I just became, every time I opened my eyes, I just became very grateful, no matter the good, the bad, the ups and downs. And anywho, y'all, I'm back. And I just want to introduce, I have a special guest today. Oh, let me not forget this. Before I even do this here, I want to give a couple shout outs really quick. I want to give a shout out to Lisa, my mama, at Anointed Creations. If you don't know who she is a hairstylist located in, I think it's considered West End, North Carolina. I also want to give a shout out to Keita, Shakita Taylor Evans. And actually, Keita, if you watching this, or somebody relayed a message, somebody was asking about you today, girl from Jersey. You might need to get it on them pots back, the jumping. You know what I'm saying? I know you got them jumping, but you know what I'm saying? People asking for other stuff. But anyways, so shout out to you. And just shout out to everybody that's been a positive impact in my life in this new season that I'm in. And stick it out with me. I promise you'll love me at the end. If you can't stick it out, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, y'all, today I have a special guest with me, and it's my girl, y'all. It's my girl, Shaina. Now, let me tell y'all. I have met Shaina in the community Girl Hold My Hand with Dr. Stormy Wellington. And if y'all didn't notice, I've been bringing a lot of people on that are, spiritually awakened. And this particular girl here, I also was attracted to her because she's Aquarius. And we like the best. Hey, don't you agree, Shaina? You agree? We the best. So anyway, without further ado, I want to go ahead, and this is episode 3. Bring on my girl Shaina, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself. You ready, Shaina? You ready, girl? Okay. Let me bring you on, girl.
Hi.
Hey, girl. Don't you look cute over there in that yellow?
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I appreciate you coming, and I know you have a busy schedule as well. So go ahead and let the people know who you are.
All right. Thank you so much, Taylor, for having me on your platform. My name is Shaina Omaragawan on Instagram and on social media. It's Shaina the Dancer. I am a dancer, a dance instructor. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, and my family is from Montserrat in Nigeria. So a lot of what I do in my dance is I bring my culture into the space, share it with other people of either the same culture or of a different culture. And my space is typically for women. I center women, I focus on women and help us feel good in our bodies, help us learn how to dance, learn how to whine, have fun with our waistlines, and all of those great things.
Yes, she be getting it, y'all. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta make sure y'all follow her because she be doing it, girl. You got better moves than me. And I was kind of explaining to somebody like who you was. And I was like, this girl be on stage. These people be having this girl all up on those stages, and she teaches the classes, and you're living your life, okay, to the fullest, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. And again, y'all, like I said, I met her at Girl Hold My Hand, and it's a community where we was holding each other hand, meditated together, and you become awakening, together,
Mm-hmm.
right?
For sure.
Okay. And so y'all, just it's just about having gratitude and paying homage, and especially paying homage to our ancestors, because I'm sure our ancestors are happy with her. She's showing them some stuff. It didn't just come overnight. So anyway, girl, I got some questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's get
Okay,
into it.
let's get into it. So my first question to you is, what inspired you to start dancing, and how did it evolve into a teaching journey?
So I always loved dancing from when I was young. I started dancing with my godmother, who's actually Mexican. And in my community, it was a lot of Hispanic people. And she was the only person in Chelsea, the city where I'm from in Massachusetts,
Mhm.
that she has her own mariachi band. She's a mariachi singer. And I was a backup dancer for her as a kid. And that's kind of where I got to like tour. We would go to like perform at children's hospitals and different things during the summer. And so my love for dance started very, very young. I consider myself self-taught for the most part, just because I didn't grow up like in the typical ballet class and in jazz class, tap like that. But when I decided to take it seriously and pursue it as a career was actually during the pandemic. So I was in college studying sociology, and I did not know what I wanted to do with it. I wasn't really liking it. And plus, the pandemic was just a weird time for all of us, right?
Mhm.
I was going through a very emotionally low time. I was very depressed. I hated life. I hated everything about life. And the only thing that got me back to remembering who I was dance. I took a dance class because at that time I had a therapist, and I was telling her, like, man, I really just miss dancing. And she was like, why don't you get back into dancing? Find like a local dance class to take. And at this time on Instagram, there were a lot of Black girls hosting virtual dance classes. And I was like, you know what? Me, like my mentality, I always had a mentality of pay Black women. I'm like, I want my money to go in Black women's pockets. So I'm going to take their dance class and see what it is. And I took a class, and it just changed my whole emotional state from me going to being not wanting to wake up in the morning to be excited about life. I said, wow, I really see myself doing this. And I seen women take it as a career. And at this time in college, not knowing what I wanted to do, I made the decision that I was going to focus on this because I like what it did for me and I like how it changed me so fast. And I want to do that for others.
Ugh, okay, and that's being impactful, and that's like, it's always good to be a teacher, and it's always good to have a certain skill set, and you're executing, honey, you're executing. um so I also wanted to ask you, since you're a creator of Honor Soka,
Yes.
okay, what does that name mean, and how did it come to life?
Okay. So Honor Soka came because I was part of the community Girl Hold My Hand. And I was learning a lot about principles from Coach Stormy. And she always taught us respect, integrity, character, honor.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to soca, to me, soca music, even from growing up as a child, growing up on the music, it has like a type of medicine in it. And what I mean by that is You could wake up early in the morning to go to school. You don't want to go to school. You don't want to be around coworkers. You don't want to be around teachers. But you hear this music and it puts you in a different place to where you feel happy. Your spirit is elevated. Your mood is lifted. And so I wanted to honor that. I felt like that was deserving of honor. And then also, I chose the name Honor Soka because I feel like in terms of the arts, like if we take ballet for an example, ballet has a lot of backing behind it. There's a lot of places where you could go to get educated on it. There's a lot of places where you could go to get technique on it. And for soca, it was only during the pandemic when I seen like, no, this is more than just something we do for a party. There's an art behind this. There is technique to this. And we need people to teach that and to honor that, to pass it forward so it could be respected like these other arts. So that's where the name Honor Soca came from. Just aligning with the principles and making sure that this medicine was secure and safe and handed out to the people in the proper way.
Okay. Okay. Anastoka. I was like, I had to kind of like look at them like, I know she be doing her thing, but I think at one point in time you said something that like they almost wanted to call you like the Queen of Boston or something you were saying like a while ago. I do remember that.
Yeah, so I did a competition in Boston back in 2023, and it was a whining queen competition, and I won that. And that was the first time that they had the competition. So I'm the first person ever to have the title whining queen of Boston.
I
But
know
this was actually after I started Honor Soca.
I know that's right. Be whining. This is whining Wednesday, okay? This is whining Wednesday, honey. Okay, so can you kind of like describe Afro Caribbean movement?
Mm-hmm. So my class Honor Soca, it's a full dance experience. So I do full choreography, but I do spend a significant amount of time focusing on the waistline and whining. And that's something that's important to me because soca is accompanied with the culture of carnival. And carnival is an event that in the Caribbean islands, they have it every year. We have it in different states in America. And in this festival, it's very communal, it's very celebratory of our freedom. If we go back to the history, it's us celebrating our freedom from being enslaved. And this movement of whining and waistline, it connects us to our indigenous roots, our African roots. And it's something that we share with each other, like we dance with each other. So when I have my class and I honor the Afro-Caribbean aspect of dance, that's really what I'm tapping into. And then I also pull into my background. So I am Nigerian and I was on an African dance team in college. I went to Boston College and I was on a team called Part 2. And in a lot of traditional soca, it pulls from traditional African movements as well. So it's kind of this mixture of the traditional African with the current and the historic meaning behind whining and waistline, and put that all together in my class.
Okay, okay, I know that's right. I definitely need to I ain't got no rhythm, but I really need to go to one of those classes, honey, because I'm interested.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would love it.
Yeah, I'm interested, like for real, because baby, I don't know what happened. Mama, if you watching this, I don't know what happened. I know you had rhythm, but what happened to mine?
I'm sure you got some. No, I can help you.
What happened to mine? Okay. Um, so what do you say to people who feel shy or unsure about moving their bodies freely?
What I would say, okay, I have a friend who I dance with. He's a dancer in Boston. His name is Young Berna, and his brand is Dance Like No One's Watching. And I love that because when you dance, it doesn't have to be for other people. You dance for yourself. You dance to feel good. You dance when you're excited. So, what I would say is dance for you. It's not about who's looking at you. When in class, we're not watching you. I'm only watching to help you and to correct you. But dancing is something that you do for yourself. And it's not always about how great you look. Sometimes it's just about how you feel. And everybody has different goals when it comes to dancing, whether it's just to get a good workout, whether it's to feel good in their body, to feel confident, or whether it's to take it to a professional setting and to make money doing this thing. So it really depends on why you dance, but everyone should feel free to dance.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think everybody should be free. And, honestly, y'all, I would say it takes the shyness. It's kind of hard to probably get rid of shyness, but it takes be around the right people to kind of break that shyness. Or if it's something like you really want to do, to have the right mentor, coach, or whatever to kind of break you out of it. Because I ain't shy of dancing. I'll dance. I don't care what I look like. But I was shy of being live, being, talking in front of people, all of those things. And I actually had got in to Annetta Powell's community. And when I got into her community, like we had those challenges. And what happened was she said, I want you to go on live. Record yourself. I don't care what you look like, what you say, it don't make a difference. Right. But you know what? I did it. No, well, first she was like, "What are y'all looking at? Why y'all looking at me? Y'all need to be on the phone, recording yourself." And
Mm.
so I did it. But you know what? From breaking out of that, if you look through some, like if you ever seen Anetta's advertisements go up and down social media, whatever the case may be, I'm in the background. But
Mm.
it just took for me to, or even like some of her intros to whatever she's doing, I'm in there. But it took for that to kind of break the shell of me not wanting to, come on live or even do what I'm doing right now. So y'all, it's just about being right, having the right people around you, having the right mentor, coach, or whatever the case may be to kind of break that shyness if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Also, when it comes to dancing, I think a good instructor plays a big role in that. Because when doing Zoom is a little different when you're in person. But I remember when I did my first soca class in person, they did a little freestyle circle and would have people like just go in the middle and freestyle. And I was so shy, but it's like I knew I could dance. So it's like having the right people encourage you and cheer you on when you do that makes a huge difference in your confidence.
yes. And y'all, confidence got to start within. Got to start within. Um, so let me ask you, what advice do you have for any woman who wants to reclaim her body, power, and joy?
That's a great question. Hmm. I would say it starts with the story that you tell yourself. I'm very, very big in affirmations because I believe in the power of reprogramming your mind. And I've been able to speak things and have it show up in my life. So I would say number one is change the way that you talk to yourself.
Say it again. Say it again.
Change the way that you talk to yourself. You
Okay.
are worthy and deserving of the best and of love. And if you feel like no one is going to give that to you right now, you give it to yourself so much that you just attract people that's pouring that into you.
That
You feel me?
part.
And then I will also say community is big. Having sisters, like real sisters, is everything. Like I've been through some situations where I felt like the people around me, I couldn't talk to them because they weren't it. And
Mhm.
being in Girl Hold My Hand, having people like you and just people who are willing to grow, know that there's more out there for them, being able to talk to those type of women does a lot for you. And it reminds you that you're not alone. And then I would say just like do what makes you feel good. Pour into yourself, move your body. Like that is gonna change the relationship that you have with yourself. And kind of like how the affirmations reprogram how you think about yourself, moving your body also change the relationship that you have with your body. So those are the things I would say for a woman to reclaim their power.
Yes. Good answer. Good answer. So, actually, when did you actually start like training others or having the classes to for soca?
I started teaching 2021.
Okay. And so do you make it more like you do everything via Zoom, or you have people show up to classes, or
It started off just on Zoom, but I do in on Zoom and in person. And then I also do private lessons. So one-on-one.
okay, one-on-one. So
Mhm.
they have to book that private one-on-one, huh? Like
Yeah.
a okay. So what is your goal? Like as of before 2020, what year are we in? 25, 26. What's your goal? What is your goal for 2026? You know, what's your end goal for the rest of this year? Like, what other things are you trying to combine? Are you in for collaboration? Those type of things.
Yes, definitely love collaborating with other dancers. I'm working on building relationships with artists
Mm-hmm.
because it's not only working with the students, that's one part of what I do, but then it's also the performance aspect of it. And because I have such a high regard for soca, like I've spent a lot of time studying from as many teachers as I could find and teaching and creating and things of that sort. I want to connect with the artists, the people who are making this music. Like, let's do something together. Let's push this out to the culture. Because, soca, it's not that big in America the way that dancehall is, for example. Dancehall, we had Beanie Man and Vibes Cartel and Spice, things like that. But soca is different and it hasn't had its time to really shine. And like I said, soca to me was medicine to start with. And I feel like a lot of people could benefit from that. So it's really right now, like the 2025, 2026, multiplying it. So working with more artists, having more clients, helping more women reach their freedom and reach their potential, and continuing to create in that. Like a big thing of what I do is I make content on social media, and it's not even that it necessarily brings me a significant amount of income, but it's more so I remember how I felt when I watched other soca dancers dance, and I was walking around my campus with where everyone was white and I felt out of place. But then I see a video on Instagram of a girl dancing to a soca song, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we're so beautiful, we're so fun, I feel happy again. So it's like trying to multiply that and be that example for other girls as well. Like, I love that someone could just open their phone and be having a bad day and see my video, and that helps bring them some type of joy. So it's really
Yeah,
about multiplication.
yeah, girl. Because like again, I can't dance, but girl, when I see you on, you was on stage. I think it was might have been last year, and you got up there on stage, and the guys was all hyping you up, and you got up like, yeah, yeah, I does this. You know what I'm saying? I does this. But just seeing even that and knowing it's you, you know what I'm saying, lets me know that I had been in the right community.
Mm,
Okay. Surrounding myself by the right people. Um, and so I think that's important to be an inspiration to people whenever it comes to whatever you do.
mm,
Just like with me having the platform, the podcast, is to bring awareness to people like you, to bring awareness to business owners. You have to shine the light because everybody might not know you know who Shaina is. I do, but let me introduce you to Shaina real quick. Because they might want to learn those skills, and want to learn their body, because then with the movement alone brings so much great energy, and
mm.
so I think that's really important. So moving forward, collaboration wise, like how or what have you been doing? Like, have you been going to shows and dancing more on stages, that type of thing?
Yeah, I collaborate with a lot of other local dancers.
Mm-hmm.
That's really big because we're kind of like working to put Boston on the map a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So when I find people who really take this seriously, the way that I take it seriously and are passionate about it, I love to work with them. I love to connect with them. Like I said, my boy Young Berna, we taught an Afrobeats class together. So I like collaborating with other dancers. And then social media is just big for meeting people. I've met majority of all the dancers I've met on social media, and I've been able to connect with them in some type of way. Um, and then yeah, collaborating in terms of like when I go out, I show out so y'all can see me. I make sure I look good because I want you to know I'm not just here to have fun, but I'm here to add value to the culture. I'm here to contribute to the culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to create a safe space for us where you don't always have to dance in a club and worry about this dude trying to dance on you. you could dance in a class with women, and you could be free, and you could be safe, and you can move how you want to move and not be violated and all these type of things. So that's important for me.
So I know this wasn't in the plan because we're gonna be getting ready to wrap it up soon. But can we get a sneak peek?
A sneak peek?
Give us a 10-minute sneak peek.
10 minutes?
I mean 10 seconds. 10
10
seconds.
seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Let me get
Make it kind of PG a little bit. Just a little bit. Make it a little PG.
PG. Okay, let me get a song.
Okay. Y'all, she didn't know I was gonna catch her with that one.
Nope.
But she's gonna give you a snippet, and then you can go from there if you want to get into it. She got the right classes, y'all. She's in Boston. How long you been in Boston?
My whole life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have a little accent to them. You ready? You gonna give us
Have an accent?
Boston? A lot of people from Boston too. Give us a little sneak peek.
Okay, I could do a choreo that I just taught. Well, actually, that one might not be the best. I don't want to do too much. I'm gonna keep it appropriate. Should I freestyle or should I do a choreo?
Just do whatever you want. Do whatever you like.
Okay. All right, let me see if y'all can see me all the way.
Give it up for Shaina.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
This one of my favorite artists.
Yeah. Hey, do that, y'all. See, I can't do that, y'all. Y'all, let me tell y'all need to go follow Shaina right now. Go ahead and give them your social media. Go give them your social media. Tell them where to find you, girl. How to get in contact with you, girl, because you got the classes, child.
So you can follow me on Instagram at Shaina the Dancer, just like it's written here. I'm also on YouTube at Shaina Becoming is my YouTube channel. No, actually, I have two. Shaina the Dancer. Just follow me on Shaina the Dancer. Everything. TikTok, Shaina the Dancer. Yeah.
Okay. So y'all, that's Shaina the Dancer. Go ahead and follow her right now. She got the soca classes going on.
Yes.
Do you have anything coming up? Like
my classes every single Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have Wine University, which is kind of like my class that's in more detail. It's already recorded, so you could buy the whole, it's 6 videos. You buy it, and it goes very into depth for everything related to waistline. So that's also available for purchase. And yes.
Well, you know what, girl? I appreciate you coming on here with me. I caught you off guard, but I knew you'd do it because you're Aquarius, girl. But I really appreciate you coming on here, my sister, my soul sister, and I looking forward to coming to one of your classes. Okay, virtually. I might have the camera off, but I'll try. But anyway, I appreciate you coming on, and I'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Love you.
Love you too.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap it up with Talks with Taay. And thank y'all for tuning in. We'll have some more special guests coming up. So make sure you pop up every Wednesday. Keep your notifications on. Follow Shaina, y'all.
Yeah. moment sober. Call me when you coming over. Whiskey in a tall glass. I just wanna get to know ya. Hold a second.